So good afternoon, everyone. How are you all doing? So myself, Sia, one of the lead mentors at DataMites, and today we have with us Lavanya, who will be sharing her journey. So hello, Lavanya, how are you? You're not audible.
Lon-
Yeah,
Hey, Sia,
hi.
good afternoon.
Good
Thank you.
afternoon.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm going to doing good, Lavanya. So we are glad to have you here. And first of all, congratulations on your achievement. And
Thank you.
so just walk us through your journey of being student at DataMites and successfully landing job at Accenture. I suppose you are working as AI consultant at Accenture, right? So
Yes, yes.
please walk us through your journey.
Sure, sure. First of all, thank you for having me here to share my journey. And first let me brief about my profile. So I have around right now. I've been in the industry for around 10 years right now. So I started in the IT as a fresher, but my experience was not something that aligned with like data science or data engineering from the very beginning. But I was in the programming side. So programming was something that I was always very keen of. So to summarize, maybe I would say like I was from the beginning itself of my career, I was on the database side, SQL programming, PSPL, SQL programming, and forms front end development. So that was the kind of the profile that I was into. So I had worked during my tenure, I guess around maybe for 4 to 4 years, 4 plus year, 4 to 4.5 years around. I have worked for different clients from different units like healthcare, banking, uh, retail. So, like retail was the greatest exposure for that. So, that was the time when like ML engineering and data science was picking up. So, those keywords were kind of popping up only. Prior to that, like it was big data. So, initially, I had a plan to jump into big data since that was something which aligned to my profile. But then I heard like a lot of people speaking about machine learning, data science, and all those things. So that was the time when I googled for the institutes near me. So there were like a lot of options, like many were giving like online classes, because since we are working professionals, that is the most convenient way. But I wanted like classroom method of teaching, in classroom method, because since this is something entirely new, it would help. So that was the moment when like DataMites caught my attention. I found it through I think, yeah, I found it through Google only. Then at that moment also, like reviews were good, because in the reviews itself, like many were talking about Ashok sir. So I had like 2 3 other options in mind. And since it is like in person class, proximity was also a concern for me. At that point I was staying like near to Kudlu Gate. So Datamites was my option. So I thought I'll just give it a try, maybe as a course. I'll just maybe start, then we'll see how it goes. But I think that was the best decision. Like as you can see, my entire profile itself has changed. I've come like a long way from there. So at that moment, I was with TCS. So my entire like experience was with TCS. I had worked in multiple locations over the India, but that point of time, like I came to Bangalore, I was with the retail client in a client location. So I had opted for, I guess, weekend classes. So Saturday, Sundays, every weekends from morning to evening, I was there at Datamites. And Ashok sir's class, even though it is something like very new, and I should say the classroom, I still remember we had people from like all age groups, all profiles, and it was a very, what to say, variant, I would say. I've made a lot of contacts there, which I'm still keeping, by the way. And the classes, I think, yeah, if it was pretty new to me, the topic, but I would say the method of teaching was like very apt for any beginner, and like any person who are like experienced also, they can easily pick it up. So within like 1 to 2 classes itself, I got an idea of exactly what it is. But at that time I haven't like switched my career to the data science completely. I was still with my old profile itself. But completing the course, completing the projects, I should say the projects really helped. Because the theory part, like whatever we learn, it is okay, fine. We get the idea and everything. But like, I mean, from the institute also, I remember what they say, doing the projects, all those things really helped. Because I remember 4 or 5 units or sector related different projects we had. Those really helped. So those projects plus additionally to this course and projects and everything, I used to explore on my own. At that time, I had like attempted like a lot of hackathons, which really helped build my profile when it comes to interviews. Because just the courses and the even if we get good grades also, like when we go for the interview, we will really know it doesn't matter because there are a lot in the market. So they explore a lot. Like, I mean, if we go for the hackathons or extra projects, like or on our own, actually it really helps, because that really helped me in building my profile and switching. So I didn't initially switch to Accenture because after doing completing the course also, like I didn't want to try immediately to another company because I wanted to build my profile first. So within my organization itself, TCS itself, I got a very good opportunity where that was entirely into innovation, tech, and research. So I was working for a leading banking client from the UK. So that was pure research and innovation lab. So it is like completely into programming wise, it's Python, data science, ML, and everything. So that was a good playground for me. Whatever knowledge I gained from the data science course here, that really helped. So sticking on to that, like 1 to 2 years, I was able to explore a lot, learn a lot, even more than the course, what we learn. It's completely different when it comes to the practical world because it's a lot different. So it's kind of like every day we have to keep updated. We have to keep learning because day by day new models are coming. So yeah, so that it has been a learning journey since then. And from there, actually, I jumped to Accenture. So with Accenture, I think, yeah, actually, right now I'm like, I'll be 3 years with Accenture AI. So I'm completely into the AI hub here. Nothing like it's purely data science and data engineering method. So one good part is with the course, like I mean, since I already had a database background or how things work data side, so data engineering is also something that like I was interested in, but I didn't know like which side to pick up, like data science or anything. So more of initially more or less my profile was kind of an ML engineer kind of, but coming to Accenture, I really had like opportunity to explore and learn many things because it was kind of a pure product development, which is AI based. So that was like a really great experience for me and an opener as well, eye opener as well, because a lot of data science side plus NLP also I got to work more. So that is more my profile is kind of aligned right now. It is NLP development related everything. So model related developments plus data engineering side also I'm working. So mine is kind of a full stack role. You can say I have worked both on the data science side as well and data engineering side as well. So everything like in my current working environment like goes in hand in hand. So you get to explore every angle. So that is good. So I would say like joining DataMites and taking that course was, that was really a turn in my career.
Wonderful, wonderful, Lavanya. That's very nice to know. And I suppose you have completed it almost 5 years back, the course at DataMites,
Yep,
correct?
yep, yep, yep.
Around
Uh,
2020,
yes,
2020.
yes. I guess I was doing the course on 2018. I think I
Oh,
was, I guess it was back in 2018 or 2019, maybe near around that time. So It's like long back now.
Long back. Please, we do
Yeah.
visit our right Kudlu Gate again. We are more than welcome at
Oh, sure,
DataMites
sure.
again. So a lot of things have changed. We are lot many SMEs also now over there and students classes.
Okay.
Okay, just let's meet up back
Yeah,
at.
yeah, sure, sure.
Okay.
I remember that time, like we had like lab access from the DataMite, so that was kind of actually a pretty good, um, the method of what to say exposure for all the students, because we like anything like anytime after time it was actually great help for me and many of my friends at that time also, like we could try the projects because when we were working on the projects also, like everyone was working professionals, so like weekends it was difficult for everyone to meet up because there were commitments, family, work. So being online and having this online platform like really helped to try many things. I remember, like, I think for both the course also, I guess for maybe 1 year or something, or 1.5 years, I was still referring to the materials and all. Now I have lost all my credentials. I guess I should take them back.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, can you, tell us about something during your learning period? You said that you are very well aware about programming. Any
Yeah.
other topic which you felt little challenging for you during that time when you were learning?
Yeah, I would say statistics because I would say like anyone like who is hearing this also, if their interest is completely into data science, statistics is something that you should like clearly build on. So at that time, like when I was doing the course, initially it was a bit difficult, but with the time, like I used to get the flow. Then later, I mean, post that, like the role that I had, I'm not much of a statistics related thing was there, but that is something like we need to update and learn because the concepts seems like very theoretical, but it is that was something which was a bit difficult for me at the time.
Okay, so what was your study pattern? If you can tell us something about that, how you used to study during that time.
Yeah. So mostly it's based on my classroom notes. So like whenever Ashok sir was taking class itself, like we get the notes, but still I used to note like few points, and I guess we had recorded sessions as well. Like for some of the sessions, like we had the recorded sessions. So like morning to evening, yeah, you can imagine Monday to Friday, it's like office we have to travel, then Saturday, Sunday again, like morning to evening, it is there. So it's like kind of pretty hectic. But sometimes, like whatever we hear in the class and the recorded sessions, like I used to listen to the classes when I was commuting to work because that way, like you can revise the topics and you can like whenever you are preparing for the interview also, like hearing the classes because once you learn, okay, it would be there. So once you hear the class, like it is easy for you to brush up. So that was one method. And as I said, I used to practice a lot in the sense, not just the exercises that we get from the class, but hackathons and some research publications and all I used to read. So actually, that kind of really helped. Then like once I landed to the role, then mostly it is based on like day to day whatever challenge like we are presented with. Obviously for everything, like whatever we knew alone won't help. Again, like we have to read, we have to research, we have to find a way. So it's like a day to day learning.
It's absolutely correct. So
Yeah.
that's what we also tell our students, so that you need to do your own research too whenever
Yeah.
you are learning. Correct. That's very much important.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, Lavanya. So can you tell me about the projects? What kind of projects you did at DataMites? And you said that they were helpful, quite helpful for you.
Yep,
Uh,
yeah.
so what kind of projects did you do during that time? If you can tell about that.
Yeah, if I recall correct, I guess few of the projects really helped me in certain interviews as well. I would say I think one was related to banking, maybe credit card fraud or something, fraud detection, that kind of a project it was. So basically, like at that time, it was kind of a bit like a very big module for us. But like when we land to the real job, real world, it is actually a pretty small classification problem only. But still, the methods used, so how we can tackle it, and like if we read more on that itself, like we have like a lot of different levels of classification. So coming to classification itself, there are a lot of basic concepts that are statistics related, but those are like, I would say, very important in most of the interview questions. Like if you are trying to switch to a data science role, so many at the time when I was giving interviews like rapidly, I noted that from many of the interviewers. So that kind of questions used to come up a lot. Why, like, I mean, the two label classifications, like why it is falling to that category, why it is not falling to this category. Those may be simple, but it would help if we read little bit on that. I remember I used to follow one person. Many people who are studying may know Joshua Stammer. So his method of teaching in the YouTube statistics is kind of like very helpful. Like from the scratch, we can learn. So at that time, like me as well as my friends, like we were referring to this aside from the class statistics for us to learn more. Joshua Stammer and I guess one Khan's Academy. So these were the two things that I used to refer extra outside.
Yeah, yeah, Lavanya. So
Yeah.
wonderful. That's a very good insight which you have told us all about. Okay, and definitely our all students will try to see to that. So tell me something about interviews. So you are talking about interviews. Okay, any important things you feel that we need to prepare for the interviews? Those kind of questions which can be asked during the interviews. You can tell us about that.
Yep, sure, sure. So coming to the interviews, so one thing that we need to be very much is be confident first of all, like whatever projects that you have done. So pretty much I remember, like, I mean, when we come to the real world and give the interview, even if we say, like, I mean, we have this much course related projects, extra projects also, like, most of the interviewers don't give like much of an importance if we are not coming from the exact profile and we are trying to make a switch. So, what any like you all can do is like be confident on whatever you have done. So whatever projects you have done, just make sure, like if it is one or two also, just know in and out of that, like from the starting. Like even small data manipulation questions would also, like they may give scenario based questions. So it may be like when we think maybe, okay, that's a pure data manipulation, we may think, but they can tweak it, ask it, look, the same data that when we are explaining about the projects that we have done, be confident, just try to deep dive into that and explore all the angles, because all the questions are going to come from the projects that we have worked on only. And coming to interviews, it's actually based on like how we drive the interview. So try to drive the interview in such a fashion that, like, try to shift the focus to the areas that you are confident on. If you are not confident on something, then like maybe don't put it out. So in that manner, like we should, if we plan the interview, it's pretty easy to crack.
Correct, absolutely correct. That's what is main important thing. Whatever you are more, you can say confident of, just stress on those important things.
Stress on those things. Yep. And when we're preparing the resume, also just don't put like all the keywords, because that's not going to help. Because only focus on the keywords that we are sure about. So that, that's only what matters.
Correct, Lavanya. So, any skill you feel important for data scientist or a machine learning expert to have? We know that programming is so much important. SQL is also required. So, any
Mm.
other important skill you feel that everyone should have and focus more on that?
Yep. This programming and everything is important, but like this is like most important for the people who are like, yearning to be in the technical side of that. So I am someone who wants to be on the technical side because that is something that I'm interested to work on. I'm okay if I'm in the individual role also, but it should be something technical. So that is my point of view. But like there may be other people who want to learn data science. So I would say like it is a field for them also. If you don't know programming, you shouldn't like set back or anything, because there are like I guess BA related positions also, like I have seen in the organization, like where they don't need to know like I mean little or no programming. And even when it comes to Python as well, it is pretty I would say it is like mostly it is straightforward as reading an English book, so it doesn't have to like fear much of programming here. But SQL and all, like you need to have an understanding if you're going to be more on the technical side. But yeah, that's there. And coming to like your question, another thing like I would feel like is most important is you need to have a logical thinking for all of the aspects, maybe ML, maybe data engineering, maybe data science, like the logical approach to solve the practical problems, like how we can, like, I mean, if there is a pattern, so mostly everything is related to like whatever issues that we are trying to solve on a day to day basis, everything is based on a pattern. So from the data, understanding the data, trying to find the pattern. So that sort of a logical thinking, if you have, or if you have someone who are interested in that fact, then this field is for you.
Yeah, Lavanya, correct, absolutely correct. So, tell us about your day-to-day life as a AI consultant, Lavanya. What tools you use for your for working? So, if you can tell us more about that.
Yep, sure, sure. So my day-to-day life on Accenture as AI consultant. So even though like my title is AI consultant, like what I'm focusing nowadays more is on the data engineering and the ML engineering side. So like the product that we have developed, like it is something which we are using. It is there. So mostly on the engineering side of it is what I work on right now. So the cloud that I'm working on is AWS, and we have so to give you like a brief of the solution that I'm working, it is kind of like we are helping corporate companies to figure out their workforce planning, and helping them to plan their workforce, to decide their outlook in the next years to come, how the skills are going to change in the market, how the jobs are going to change in the market. So that is the kind of product that we do. So it's known as like skills AI. So like basically a company's skills outlook, a job outlook, a work profile outlook, how it needs to be planned or how it is. So that is the kind of the product that we have. So based on that, we have like a lot of we get client delivery from like a lot of clients who are from like different areas. Some maybe from aerospace, some maybe from retail. So based on that, like we need to we deliver them a product, and help them understand how it is, how their workforce is. Then on day to day basis, we help to generate insights for their workforce and help the corporate and business understand what they need, what they lack, how they should do and plan things. So that is the kind of the just basically. And coming to the engineering, data engineering side of it, it's mostly like the solutions that we have, like engineering it in the like I mean start everything, automating everything from the pipeline. So those also I have worked on right now. Then day to day, like some or the other, like we may get for some clients it may be ad hoc requirements, so we may need to modify think according to that scheme. So that is what I can say at the moment.
Great, great. So, any programming language you are using currently for this, Lavanya?
Yeah, Python. I mean, my coding everything, like I'm doing it in the Python only. So, cloud is AWS. Like, I mean, I'm using Databricks also,
Okay.
coding on the Databricks as well, and the AWS. Coming to like coding is a studio in the SageMaker Studio. So these are the kind of the tools that I use. Yeah.
Oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we can see some questions coming up from our attendees over here. Let's answer those. So attendees,
Yeah.
please use Q&A and chat to ask question to Lavanya. She will here to answer. First
Okay.
question, how to stay updated or tools in this field? So Supriya is asking.
So I think for that, like you need to research and find out. I think Edureka is one great site. Stay on one site, like explore all the sites and see which method is familiar for you to, not familiar, I would say, which one is comfortable for you to learn. So maybe stay updated on that, because such pages always updates. Like whenever any new topic comes into the market, they have like I mean, beginner friendly tutorials and everything. So it's better to always keep following one such, because day by day it is like new models are there, new things are there. Now everything is I mean, that is one thing like we are working on currently, everything, because everything is like in Gen AI. That is what we are currently mostly focused on in the organization and in our project and everything. That is the latest talk right now. So similarly, like things will change gradually. Like some of the things that I used 2 3 years back, it has completely changed or it's depreciated. So we need to keep updated every time. Edureka is one such, and I think Analytics Vidya was one of a great platform. That is something I used to follow very closely at the time.
Correct, correct. So any blocks, analytical vidya, I think the same thing you are talking about,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So any other questions coming up from our students, please put your queries in the uh, chat or Q&A. Lavanya is here to answer those. So till the time we get some more questions, please tell Lavanya about during your learning period. Okay. So when you were learning, any particular you can say projects you tried during that time you said, but did it ask were they asked during the interview period during the projects and all? Any questions related to projects were asked
Yes,
to?
yes. Yes, it really came because, as I said, like credit card fraud detection was one project, and I think yeah, one telecom project was also there. Yeah, I think churn rate related one project was there. That was from the telecom sector. So similar to something related to not exactly that project or kind of thing, but something related to that industry or in. Industry, and how that project was handled. That was one of the question that I had when I attended Accenture interview.
Interview. Okay.
Yeah,
Any
that
questions related to maybe one data set was given or shares any insights from the data? Were there any questions of that sort? Anything if you
yes, yes. So basically, how most of the interview goes is like they ask us to brief our profile, and brief on the projects that we have done. So mostly from that project itself, like they'll pick it up. So that was how for me the telecom project came into picture. And luckily also, I mean, the senior manager who was interviewing in Accenture, he was also from telecom sector. So he was someone who was completely into that. So he had an idea of what exactly this is. So most of my questions were related to that project. And since I was comfortable on the data side, I got a lot of questions on the data side as well. Like mostly manipulation. He gave me a lot of scenarios how I can tweak the data, how I need to approach the data for the model too. So that was, I don't recall the questions exactly, but that was something which I had when I attended Accenture interview.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, Lavanya. So that was so insightful. I can see there are no more questions from our attendees. Please use this medium to ask questions to Lavanya. Yes, so it's been so insightful. And I hope everyone got lots of information from you, Lavanya. And from
Yeah.
your busy schedule, you have taken out some time and shared your insights with all of us. And your experience, whatever you have gone through, right, whatever experience you have seen for the last 5 years from your working and whatever you learned at DataMites, that has really helped our students to understand, and they will definitely use it in their right future work, whatever they will be doing. So, congratulations once again for your achievements. And your journey is really inspiring for all of us. And I hope this will help all of us. So, it was a wonderful session with you. Thank you so much, Lavanya. and we wish you all great success in your future.
Thank you. Thank you, Sia. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have, talk to you and share whatever I could, even if it is like little, even if it help at least one person, that would be, I'd be happy. So, thank you for having me here and giving this opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.